So recently, I came up with a fun idea to make a game that you control. I decided to put the most popular game genres in a wheel and spin it. And I got Tycoon, bro. Now, with that out of the way, I had to decide the game name and the game idea. Now, before that, let me explain the rules of this challenge. First of all, this episode is the only episode where I'll be able to decide what I want to do. From now on, you guys will be commenting what you want me to add to the game. Next, any inappropriate content is not allowed, and the final rule is I can't publish this game until I have achieved the goal I set in this episode. Okay. So I don't want to make a basic tycoon. I want something unique. Maybe I could make a game where 4 people fight. Okay, I think I have an idea. I could make a game where there will be 4 players with their main bases. As players build their tycoon base, they will be able to afford better troops. That's when conquering comes into play. You can take over one of these randomly scattered bases around the map that will give you more money. And there's also a giant castle in the middle which you can also take control of. If you own a base, it can be attacked by other players. For example, here, red attacks green's base. As the game progresses, players will be able to attack each other, and if a player succeeds, they will take control over the victim's base, and the victim player will be eliminated. The game goes on until only 1 player remains. I think that's pretty good if you ask me. Now, for the game name, I could go with something simple like just Tycoon Wars. You guys can change the game name later on. Let's go into Studio. So I saved the place and named it. Then I created a new place and colored the grass. All right, so first I would like to start with that castle in the middle of the map. I'm probably going to make the models first and then the game logic later on. Now I'm going to make a gate. I'm going to do that by using unions. I created a cool-looking material texture and assigned it to our wall. I'll probably need a half cylinder for a gate, so I'm going to make that real quick. Let's make a part and negate it to make a half cylinder. Now let's negate the half cylinder and connect it to our wall to make a gate. This is going to be boring, so we'll skip a bit. Okay, I'm back. I worked on the castle a bit and made 2 towers I need to copy to the other side. Now, when I was done doing this, I realized I needed to add that castle feel, so I made myself suffer by aligning all of these walls like this. Finally, I'm done with this shit. Now let's add a flag in the middle so people can capture this castle when they get to it. I made a cylinder as the flagpole and made a white flag so it looks neutral. I think this looks good enough, I said before realizing I have a little problem. Wait, if 4 teams will be attacking the castle from each side, how are the other 3 teams going to breach into the base? I wanted to make it as fair as possible, so I made a wooden gate to fill in the hole. I'll probably make the NPCs build ladders so they get through the walls. Okay, let's make a visible zone for the flag capture, so NPCs and players will be able to capture this flag. There we go. Now teams can capture this flag when holding this position. On the topic of teams, let's add 4 teams. I don't want to just name the Mafter colors. I want a more medieval feel. I added 4 teams and named them like empires or kingdoms to add that medieval feel. Then I decided to play test this in case something was wrong, and I realized the gate was unanchored this whole time. All right, everything should be anchored now. After anchoring everything, realized I want terrain to make the land look better. So I did just that. I deleted the base plate and made terrain. All right, this looks good. Well, all right, no problem. I'll just lower my castle so it reaches the ground. But I have to make sure the grass doesn't go through the floor. This looks good enough. Now I was thinking of adding a river around the castle so it's harder to get to it. Let's try doing that. And I think I'm done. I honestly think this looks pretty good for now. Well, looks like my rivers is, yeah. Let's make this more realistic. Okay, not bad. Now to finish this episode, I'm just going to make the grass a bit darker green so it looks like a forest. And I'm finally done. Now it's time for you to decide what happens next. What do you want me to add? What do you want me to build? It's all up to you. See you next time.